Good morning, second graders. Today we are on page 251 of your student journal on Unit 13, Lesson 2. And today our goal or our objective is just going to be continuing with what we started yesterday. So today we're going to write, today I will measure lengths of objects and show their measurements on a line plot. So again, it's exactly with what we did yesterday. We're just going to get some more practice in it. Okay, today I will be measuring with you using, remember, my mini ruler, but it would be really nice if you had your own today because you're going to want to do some problems as well. Okay. Our vocabulary, we don't have anything new. It's the same as yesterday, and our steps are the same. So step 1 says we're going to measure our objects or read the measurements in a word problem. Then we're going to set up and label the line plot if needed. That means we're going to add our title, our scale label, and then we're actually going to, for step 3, plot. Plot, remember, yesterday means that's where we're going to put our X's on our line plot. Okay, so today I'm going to actually do some of these for you. Yesterday we skipped the red pen. Today I'm going to do some. Here's my first problem. Measure the pencils to the nearest inch. Draw and label a line plot. Record the measurements on the line plot. Okay. So I'm going to first just start to measure. Now they said to use an inch, so with my ruler, remember the larger measurements, the inch, and the smaller measurements, my centimeter. So I'm going to use my inch side to the nearest, which means it's not always going to be exact. Now remember, when I measure, I don't do this. I never do this. I check where the line starts, so it starts here. So that pencil looks to me, it's about 2 inches. This pencil looks to me like it's almost 3. This pencil looks like it's almost 3. This pencil looks like it is almost exactly 2. This long pencil looks like it is more than 4, not at 5, but it's closer to the 5. This pencil looks like it's almost 3. And this little tiny pencil looks like it's almost exactly a 1. Okay, so now that I measured them, I can put my ruler aside. And what do I have here? Well, now I'm going to make or set up my line plot. So my line plot, its title could be pencil lengths. Maybe pencil lengths. Okay, and my scale label would be maybe about the same. I could say length of pencils in inches. I want to be very clear that it was in inches. Now my scale, let's look at my numbers. My smallest one is a 1 and my largest one is a 5. So I could start at 1, that would work here, or I could start at 0 even because I would have enough room. I just need to make sure that all my smallest one gets here and my largest. Okay, now I'm going to actually plot. So I have 1, 2, and again, I like to cross them off as I go so I don't forget them. I have a 3. I have another 3. I have another 3. Another 2, a 5, and a 1. And those are my pencil lengths. Okay. So now we can answer my question. How many pencils measured either 2 or 3 inches? So they want me just to look at those. Well, how many were either 2 or 3 inches? Well, there was 2 2s and 3 3s. So there was a total of 5 that were either 2 or 3 inches. Okay, so boys and girls, I'm going to do another one for you. Here's my next one. It says, read the word problem, draw and label a line plot, and record the measurements on the line plot. So here's my word problem. The teacher measured the length of 12 whiteboards in feet. So she measured 12 whiteboards and she used the measurement feet. Okay. 4 whiteboards were 3 feet long. 6 whiteboards were 5 feet long, and 2 whiteboards were 7 feet long. Okay, so I might even underline my numbers. 4 were 3 feet, 6 were 5 feet, and 2 were 7 feet. Okay, so she wants my title. So what was she measuring? She was measuring the, like, we could say whiteboard lengths. And her scale was in feet this time. So I could say length of whiteboards in feet. That was the measurement. So you want to be clear what your measurement was. Okay, so my smallest number was 3 feet and my largest was 7. So I'm definitely going to have room on here. So I could even start with 3 if I wanted. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so she said there were 4 that were 3 feet long. So under the 3 feet, or on top, I need to put 4. There's 4 that were 3 feet in length. There's 6 whiteboards that were 5 feet in length. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there were 2 whiteboards that were 7 feet. 1, 2. Okay, so let's look at our question now. What whiteboard length was the most common? Which one was the most common? Do we all see how 5 was the most common? Because there's most of them fit in that category. Okay, so boys and girls, let's try some together. We are on page 252. And here is our first problem. Now, this would be where it would be nice if you had a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, I'm going to be doing this one with you. And I can help you, I'll give you strategies for the other ones as well. Okay, so this says measure the swabs to the nearest centimeter. Oh, good, I read closely. Draw and label a line plot on the graph paper. Record the measurements on the line plot. Okay. So centimeters is our smaller measurement. Okay, now again, remember not here, but the line is where we're gonna set it up. So our first swab looks like it's about 10. Okay, this swab looks like it's about 5. This swab looks like it's about 8. This swab looks like it's about 10, 10, 7, and 7. Okay, so we've measured them. Now what is our title? Our title could be the, where they're calling these swabs, so we could say swab lengths. Okay, and our scale, our largest was 10 and our smallest was 5. So we could just start with our smallest, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oops, sorry about that, boys and girls. So sorry, I messed up your camera. Let me fix that really quickly. That was a little crazy there. Okay, ready. Our scale length, our scale label could be, we could say the lengths of swabs in centimeters. We always want to be clear with what measurement we used. Okay, so what do we have? we have, if I look here, I have, how many 10s did I have? 1, 2, 3 10s. So we could add those there. 1, 2, 3. What else did I have? I had a 5. So I added my 5. I have an 8. So let's add our 8. I have 2 7s. So let's add our 2 7s. And that would be our line plot for our swabs. So let's read our question. How many cotton swabs measured under 9 centimeters? Under means less than or smaller than. So they want to know what's under 9. So I'm going to cross off anything that's not under 9. And how many were there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could say 4 swabs measured under 9. Okay, let's try another one together. All right, this one says, read the word problem, draw and label a line plot on the graph paper. Record the measurements on the line plot. The teacher and students measured the length of 10 slides. 2 slides were 3 meters long. 4 slides were 5 meters long. 1 slide was 4 meters long, and 3 slides were 2 meters long. Okay, so we don't have to measure. They gave us the measurements. We just have to create now our line plot. So our title could be Slide Lengths. Okay, and what was for our scale? Our smallest ones were 2 meters and our longest were 5. So we should be able to fit that on our scale. So we could even start with 0 if we wanted. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it doesn't matter where I start. I just need to have enough of the numbers to have all my numbers on here and count by ones. So my label could be length of slides in, what was our measurement for this? Meters. Our measurement was in meters. Okay, so now we're ready to plot. So what do we have? 2 slides were 3 meters long. So 2 were 3 meters long. 4 slides were 5 meters long. 1, 2, 3. So I needed 4 5s. 1 slide was 4 meters long. And 3 slides were 2 meters long. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so our line plot is done. Now we can answer a question. What slide length was the most common? Which one happened the most? That would be this one, the 5, and we could even say 5 meters. Okay, so boys and girls, if you have a ruler and you're set and ready to go, you can continue on page 254 and continue working throughout the pages. If you don't have a ruler, I'm going to help some of you just come up with some strategies. But if you have a ruler, please stop the video and you may begin working. Okay, friends who don't have a ruler, what I want you to do is I'm going to help you with some of them, and with the others that you're just going to be able to skip them if you absolutely have to. And you could make sure you send your teacher a message letting him or her know that you don't have a ruler to be able to finish the assignment on your own. Okay, so I'm going to do this first one. I'm going to provide you some of the measurements. So this first one says measure the screwdriver to the nearest inch. So I'm going to make sure on my ruler I'm using my inch side. And your first one is 3 inches. This one is 2 inches. This one is 4 inches. This one is 2 inches. This one is 2 inches. This one is 2 inches. And that one is 3 inches. Okay, and you can pause the video to get caught up. All right, on page 255, you don't need a ruler. On page 256, it says measure the highlighters to the nearest centimeter. So I'm going to make sure I use my centimeter side, and I'm going to line it up correctly. The first one is 6. This one is also 6. This one is 7. This longer one is 8. This short one is 5, 7, and 7. Okay, turning the page, you should be able to do number 2 on your own. And then the rest of them, I'm going to let you email your teacher, but I wanted you to have enough to practice the line plots. All right, boys and girls, have a great day. Bye-bye.